Welcome to a new episode of SEM Connects Virtually. This week, Liz and I are catching up with 3 young alumni who have been nominated for the Greater Wilkes-Barre Chamber of Commerce 2020 Young Professional Awards.
Joining us today, we have Alexandra Kijik, class of 2011, Connor Scalliot, class of 2014, and Levi Sunday Lefkowitz, class of 2018.
We hope you enjoy.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. First of all, congratulations on your nominations for the 2020 Young Professional Awards. So first, Alexandra, I would like to ask you, first of all, congratulations, you're nominated for Voluntary Leader of the Year for your work at Friends of Camp Louise. Can you tell us about Friends of Camp Louise and what they do?
Friends of Camp Louise is a nonprofit organization. We are dedicated to taking a former Girl Scout camp that Girl Scouts decided for one reason or another they no longer wanted, and keeping it as a camp and kind of revamping it a little, fixing it up where it was in disrepair and making it a camp for all community youth rather than mostly just Girl Scouts.
That's great. And what exactly did you do with the camp? What was your role?
Like within Friends of Camp Louise? I'm a little bit of a jack of all trades. I am an official board member on the nonprofit, and I was a founding member as well. My range of duties are from social media, fundraising, and even just finding the right people to do work at the camp, the heavy lifting kind of things, you know, the sweat and blood hours.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Connor, you are nominated for Entrepreneur of the Year. How long have you been involved in the restaurant industry? And obviously 2020 has been a difficult year for the restaurant business. What did you do to make sure your restaurants continued having success?
Yeah, so I guess there's kind of 2 parts to the answer for this. I mean, obviously I grew up in the restaurant business, my dad being a restaurateur. So I've done all positions from dishwashing like at age 14, working garbage station when I was in high school as well. So a lot of my weekends were filled with that. Went off to college, started a restaurant marketing company called Crate. We built restaurant websites predominantly. And then my dad was retiring. I was just about to leave college. And so one day he called me and he thought he was going to sell the powerhouse. And I said, well, hold on that idea. Maybe I'll come home and run it. Came home, started running it since 2018. We did a full remodel in 2019. And then 2 months after the remodel, we opened the canning house. So that was like a crazy 3 months there. And then obviously 2020, like as soon as we were starting to celebrate our almost first year anniversary at the canning house, we went on lockdown. Luckily, kind of like with my past in Crate and running restaurant website management, we were always kind of tech first. And that really helped us during COVID times. We actually closed all of our locations for dine-in before they even announced that to happen. And so like our strategy throughout the entire time was always to be like the first mover in any of the avenues that we were moving in. So we immediately launched takeout and delivery. So we turned all of our servers into delivery people. We launched online ordering, which allowed us to track all the delivery, made partnerships with third-party delivering companies as soon as possible. Then we also just did an online grocery piece. So we started with just this one item called the butcher box. And that was at the time when there was the meat shortage. So we were able to, use the quality meats that we use in our restaurant, which is even better than what you can get in the grocery store at a time when people couldn't get meats at all. So that worked out really well. And then we turned a whole business out of it called Grocer Collective. And now we're delivering in 20 counties in Pennsylvania. And it's 2-day delivery with all of the products from our restaurants.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Is there anything you can share with us that we can expect from you guys upcoming?
Yeah, so we're currently looking at all of our properties from here on out are always going to be based around a historical theme. So we're never going to be building any new construction. We're always going to be taking historical properties, add value to them in terms of either restoring them or adding history to them in terms of getting original pieces of equipment back. So we're actually looking at 2 different properties right now, one in Lancaster and one in Scranton. Both are very old, filled with a lot of history, and that's kind of like our core value prop in terms of how we look at expanding locations. And then on top of that, I think you're going to see a lot more of our in-house brands. So that would be, for instance, like Counterpart Kombucha. Now that we have this online grocer platform, I think you're going to see a lot more products come from us, jams, marmalades, breads, things of that nature that are going to be put in people's kitchen cabinets, and then developing content around those items, recipes, blog posts about it, visiting the farms. We have a great partnership with Pocono Organics. It's the largest regenerative organic farm in North America. They just opened this year. Absolutely awesome. So you're going to see a lot more of the product side from us, and as always, expanding our location footprint around history.
Well, that's awesome. That's so exciting to hear that you're doing, so much and even more than the restaurant part. Well, you know that we love the canning house. I think we were there one week, like every day. And then once COVID hit, I think we ordered probably at least twice a week. So we just love it. So congratulations.
Greatly appreciate that. It means a lot.
So Levi, you're nominated for Intern of the Year. Can you share with us a little bit about the business you worked with, the Eastern PA Coalition for Abandoned Mine Reclamation? What do they do exactly?
All right. Well, EPCAMER, as we call ourselves, we're a nonprofit, non-governmental organization that focuses on reclaiming and restoring disused land, and particularly disused land that has been degraded by the effects of acid mine drainage, which, like, Pennsylvania is a very large area that has many abandoned coal mines, and as such, since they've been abandoned, lots of toxic water has been coming up out of them, and it's our job to come and help clean them up, as well as promote advocacy and educational materials for helping people learn about environmental research and what they can do to help improve the environment around them.
And what did you do as an intern for them exactly? What was your role?
Well, this summer I was designated as the watershed outreach intern, in which I did a lot of historical and environmental research on different watersheds in the area. We focused on a lot of back mountain watersheds like Huntsville and Toby Creek. And I was doing a lot of historical research on major landmarks in the area like Hillside and the Huntsville Reservoir and Penn State, and seeing what effects all of these locations had on water use and just like different aspects of the watershed and what we could do to help reclaim and clean up different areas.
So you're currently still in school, correct?
Mm-hmm,
and
yes.
Does this tie in, like, what's your major? What are you studying? Does this all tie in with what you're aiming to do in the future?
Yes, it does. I'm at the University of Rochester, junior year, studying chemical engineering with a minor in environmental engineering. And so this is very much the avenue that I want to take. I'm very interested in environmental research and renewable energy. And so doing research and field work with EPCAMER was very much an advantageous experience, where I was able to get my hands dirty and do some field work on doing water quality testing and doing culvert assessment and all these different things that really like helped me engage in understanding what I wanted to do with my future.
That's great. Alexandra, can I just circle back to you real quick, because we got to hear about, the volunteer work you're doing, but how does that tie into your career and what you're doing as well?
Theoretically, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
But it does at the same time, if that makes sense. I'm actually back in school picking up biology credits to pursue marine biology, which is what I wanted to do as a kid. My life took a turnaround somewhere in there. But being at Camp Louise, like, it's a great nature environment, so I am getting a lot of like experience with like wildlife and whatnot, even if not directly. But a lot of our programming and whatnot is going to be nature-based to make sure kids get a camping nature experience. So I'll be learning even more about what's going on in the wildlife at camp, to be able to teach kids, hey, this is what's in your backyard. It's pretty cool. I'll actually be doing a study this semester on the bat populations up at camp specifically.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. So it does tie into what you're doing now. That's
Yeah.
great. Good luck going back to school. That's never easy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving us a little bit of your time. You all are an impressive group. You make us SEM proud, and we wish you great success for the year and much luck at the awards on Wednesday, September 23rd.
Thank you.
Thank you.